Hi. So you've just completed your Hobbs Personal Brochure. The key now is to get that brochure out into the consumer's hands. I really want you to go through and read how to generate 10 transactions in 90 days with your Personal Prospecting Brochure. You can get that from the download site. Talk to your writer. Make sure you go through that. The first key is to send it to all your friends, family, sphere of influence with the feedback letter. I've always seen that generate some response. Then start thinking, how can I be creative? Every time I talk to a buyer, say, by the way, I have a little brochure that outlines my services. Would you mind if I drop it in the mail? If you're on the floor, I don't care how you're talking to a buyer, a seller, send out your brochure. This becomes absolutely critical. Also, start sending your brochure out to 5 expireds every day in your target marketplace. Do this 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, and just follow the system we've given you. If you will start getting 5 a day out, it'll make such a huge difference in attracting business coming your way. Don't try and do everything all at once because it'll overwhelm you. Just start with 5 a day and follow that system and start getting it into place. Once you have that system running, because you're going to send out your brochure or a cover letter and then some follow-up letters after that, you want to make sure that you start with 5 and then you can slowly build up. Then start saying, how can I just get my brochure out in a variety of creative ways? Take your brochure any place you go. Now, I know it's sometimes awkward to carry them. You might have to grab a handful. You might have to carry your briefcase with you. Put them in your purse, your pocket, but do whatever you have to so that you always have some with you because it makes such a huge difference. Now, every time you go to a store, you buy something, I don't care what kind of a store it is. When you pay your money to the cashier, and she gives you your change, after she's given you your change, just say, oh, by the way, I really want to thank you for serving me today. Here's my brochure. And someday, I'd love to have the opportunity to serve you. And just give them your brochure and leave. I have agents that do this and say, Greg, it's absolutely amazing. I give out that brochure to people, and they thrive. Now, this is Tom Smith's brochure. He specializes in raw land. People say, well, gosh, if he's giving it to cashiers any place and every place, they probably don't know people that are interested in raw land. Well, what I found is that when people read your story, they'll know somebody that is in your niche, in your specialty, and it will get to them. Tom says, Greg, it's amazing how many people pass this on. They have a friend, a family member that's interested in buying or selling a piece of raw land, and they come to him. They say, oh, my nephew, my cousin is a cashier. You gave her or him a brochure. Could you help me out? The key is just to get your brochure out in as many possible ways as you can. The agents that truly thrive get 1,000 brochures a month out in any way they can. And if 1,000 people read your story, it will have a huge impact. I guarantee you, unless you get that brochure out, it won't help. Also, talk about your brochure on Facebook. Talk about getting your brochure. Talk about the responses that people have, and people will naturally ask for copies of it. I want you to realize you've got to do this consistently over and over again. Here's the sad part, you're going to get incredibly bored with it. But I want you to keep using it. The agents that get it out consistently are the ones that thrive. If you have any questions, please drop me an email. My email is greg.herder@hobbsherder.com. My goal is to become your marketing partner for life, and I'll do anything I can to help you succeed with your Hobbs Herder Personal Prospecting Brochure. I really want to hear about your success.